Welcome to episode 6.
That was quite funny.
Of the ScreenHog Movie Podcast.
Nice to be here.
Catch you by surprise.
That was more upbeat than I'm used to.
I'm leading this week because guess what? I've got my notes.
We've all got notes with the times now.
Yeah.
Google Drive. And
It's not even paper. Alex can't tear it into pretty little patterns.
If you can tear your iPad up, you deserve to
it would
be
cost me a lot more money.
Right, today's a momentous day because we are recording this, then getting on the road to see Avengers Age of Ultron.
There's actually an official discussion on Reddit already.
Well, yeah.
But it's not come out in America.
Well. It doesn't have to be American, though,
That's
does
another
it?
big
Reddit,
story for later.
Reddit is international.
It's mainly American.
I've lost my enthusiasm for the
Reddit?
film.
Oh, for the film?
Yeah.
I've pulled mine back.
I'm not that excited now.
I think the reason I am the level of excited that I am is because we've just been waiting for this film for so long, and it's like I didn't think we'd ever get here.
Okay.
And here we go.
It was a shorter journey than to Avengers, though, surely.
Yeah, but we didn't know really what to expect with Avengers, whereas we've got a good idea of what to expect.
Well, yeah,
now.
we've seen about 6 billion trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen half the film.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't think I've seen enough Elizabeth Olsen.
No, I
It
think
could
they're
be
keeping
3
them
hours.
two
I'm looking
completely
forward
under wraps.
to more of her.
Here's my prediction. I reckon. What's his name? I don't even know.
Quicksilver.
He's going to get offed. It's going to be a shock.
No.
They're going to sign
not
him
at all.
for one film. He's going to get killed.
It's obvious.
Who?
They're going to start off as buddies. The
Yeah.
Maximovs or whatever they are.
Yeah.
They are the Maximovs. Do you know whose children they are?
Yes, I know, but we can't say his name because he's currently owned by Fox.
Yeah, remember that these aren't mutants, they're miracles.
Oh, are they actually called Maximov in this?
Yeah.
They're
Oh, they are.
allowed that, but
Yeah,
they're
they're
not,
allowed because that character is
not owned by
a
Fox.
miracle.
Okay. Right.
But they're not allowed
They
to
are
call
owned
them
by
mutants.
Fox. They're shared owned.
Are they?
Well, yeah, because he was in.
Quicksilver
Future
was
Past,
in
wasn't he?
Days of Future Past.
Yeah, that's true. But the word mutant is owned by Fox,
Yes.
which they can't use. Magneto, so they can't use any reference to them being Magneto's children.
Unless Magneto is also revealed to be a miracle.
No, I thought they couldn't use his character name.
Well, they probably can't, but there's loopholes to everything. It's
Yeah.
Disney for
Oh,
crying
it
out
was
loud.
why there hasn't been a standalone Hulk film.
Yeah,
It has, and they've been
No,
awful.
why there hasn't been a Marvel Studios standalone
Oh.
Hulk film?
there was.
And it's no, listen. It's because whoever made the last one still owned the rights to a standalone Hulk film. So the Marvel Cinematic Universe that we currently enjoy will not have a standalone Hulk film.
Well, it does
that
though.
carries on. No, because that's not really part of it.
It is. Everyone it's part of it. It was
Nah,
part of the
it's
cinematic universe. It
It's
was
part
just
of the box
made
set,
and
so yeah, I suppose it is.
distributed by Universal.
Yes, Universal.
Yeah,
But that's why Ruffalo's saying that there isn't one.
That's quite interesting. I'll give you that.
Thanks.
What were you
Ruffalo's not
actually
in
talking about? Yes.
Oh, yes, we're talking
I think
about
he's
the
going to
plot.
die.
The prediction
Because
plot now.
they're going to be baddies,
And then,
then something's going to happen, and they're going to turn to be goodies,
Yes.
and then as a boom shock, you think, oh look at these 2 new Avengers we've got. One of them gets killed. I think. Yeah.
Well, right, we know that Tony Stark and Steve Rogers are in Civil War.
Yeah.
Because we've seen the thing. So we know at least they're not going to die.
no, not yet.
Now, are we going to see SpiderMan tonight?
No.
I think we are.
No, are we hell?
I think we are.
Maybe after the credits.
I think a post-credit scene from the back of Peter Parker's head, because they haven't cast him yet, we'll get to that later. I think he's going to be in somewhere. Or maybe he'll be in the background of a scene swinging round.
Okay.
I think you're full of shit.
I think you are.
Because one of the bits of Spider-Man news that I didn't actually put on the list, because I just found out about it on our last break today, is that one of the new Spider-Man films they're going to make is a completely animated one.
Right.
Aimed at kids, but they're going to get whoever plays the Spider-Man
To voice it.
But by all accounts, they've already started working on that one.
Okay.
So they've got the assets to make a CG Spider-Man ready and everything. I think they could easily stick a Spider-Man swinging around in the background of a scene somewhere today.
No.
It's not going to happen though.
I'm more intrigued about what the post credits is going to be.
I think it's going to be Peter Parker. This is their one opportunity to solidify a new start.
What's it got to tie in with? Ant-Man Civil War?
I think this whole film is going to be the tiny Civil War, so there's going to be
Because
no
we've
need.
only got Ant-Man this year, haven't we?
And I don't think anything's going to tie into Ant-Man.
Ant-Man's got to tie in.
Yeah, they'll tie in
Civil
after,
War.
but I don't think there's any need to set up Ant-Man in after Avengers 2. It feels like a waste of your post-credit scene.
But he is an Avenger.
Yeah.
So...
As opposed to Howard the Duck.
Yeah, but that was just because James Gunn's a mentalist.
That is also
Right.
true.
Let's get onto the list then.
Okay.
Should I jump into... Actually...
News!
I can't see... I can't see my Spider-Man news on here, so we'll ignore that.
No, there isn't any Spider-Man news.
Oh, no, it's because I read that today as well. The new favourite for Peter Parker is Asa Butterfield.
Kid from Ender's Game.
Yeah. I
Kid
can
from
see it.
Futurama.
Is it?
No. It's the only other Kif I know.
Oh, right. No, you said kid.
Oh, did you? Sorry. Yes. I've got my hat on. I'll take it off so I can hear. There you go.
Yeah, I can see it.
For those watching for those just listening to the audio podcast, I took my hat off.
Yeah, for those listening to the video podcast, wow, I don't know how you're doing that.
They're just listening to it. Yeah, there's no pictures.
Right, so the first actual news story, Tom Hardy attached to 3 more Mad Max films, and he's gone on the record to say that Fury Road, the one that comes out this summer, fucking unbelievable.
In what way?
Well, I was going to say, I think he's means it's good.
Okay.
Not it's an unbelievable film, as in that's not believable at all.
It didn't look that believable from
No,
the
it
trailer,
doesn't.
to be honest.
Are we all excited for this?
I am very excited.
I think we'll get a trailer for this today on the IMAX.
I think what I need to do is watch Mad Max.
Well, before this, we'll do our usual.
I'm not
run
watching
through.
all 3.
No,
I will watch Mad Max.
We'll watch one
Okay.
because they're not. Some of them are supposed to be terrible, aren't they?
Yes. One's
Yeah.
got Tina Turner in it.
We'll watch the first one before we watch
That's
that.
awesome.
And a kid with a boomerang
But
that chops people's
We
heads
can
off.
say that the trailer is pretty cool.
Mental.
Yeah.
Mental, but the Mad Max series is mental.
This looks like it takes the notch up because I can't imagine the original Mad Max being this sort of.
Is it
high
just one long
octane.
car chase?
This new film apparently is, yeah.
Okay.
I get the impression that apart from the bit at the beginning when he's escaping with the
I'm
girls,
assuming that's the start of the film.
yeah, it's him. They're on the road. The car is always moving, and
Okay.
people just come onto their near them and then away again. I
Right.
guess.
Okay.
Right.
We'll see.
Why are you not excited for that? It's like you're sort of.
I'm
it's
excited
not,
for
it's
the
not steam,
same.
It's not steampunky. What is it? It's like.
It was
It's
sort of
diesel punk
post-industrial.
almost.
Yeah. That's
Um,
something I thought you were into that sort of thing.
I
It
don't
just
know.
seems so cool. There's a car chase while someone on a stage shredding a guitar, shooting flames. That's awesome.
I just like how it's the same guy that wrote and directed the first 3. Took a couple of years off, and then
A
Mel Gibson
couple of
was-
years
yeah.
off, like 2 decades.
And he's just like, yeah, he's the sequel. I love it. Instead of rebooting it like everyone's doing these days, like, no, just do the sequel, like we used to do back in my day.
When did the last one come out?
Oh, must have been the
It would have
80s.
been late 80s.
Yeah,
Before I was born.
probably.
Yeah, right. Fuck you.
So I forgot you're old.
Okay, Paul Feig, I think is how you pronounce his name.
We'll go with Fig.
He directed Bridesmaids to critical acclaim, Ghostbusters 3 to, well, let's wait
No
and see.
acclaim yet.
And apparently he's in talks to direct a Play-Doh movie.
Oh, I think that sounds rubbish.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think it's everyone jumping on the Lego bandwagon?
Yes.
But everyone said, "Oh, the Lego movie. That sounds rubbish."
No,
I didn't
take that back.
never
I'm pretty
said
sure
the
I
Lego
never
movie
said
was
that.
No, I
rubbish.
didn't say you said it.
You
A
said
lot.
everybody.
You said everyone.
You said everyone.
Did he? I don't think he said that either. Yeah, I am skeptical because
The thing is, Lego is iconic.
A lot of people were
Play-Doh
skeptical
is
about a Lego
plasticine.
movie.
yeah, and this director, like, I'm not saying he's going to do a bad job of Ghostbusters 3, but I feel he's very generic.
Okay.
I never feel he has a special edge to anything. Like Bridesmaids is one of the biggest throwaway films that I've ever seen.
I haven't seen
It's
it.
fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
That's
It's
the
just not
problem with it.
special.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not good. It's not bad. It's fine.
So that's why I'm just hoping that the Ghostbusters 3 script is tight because he's good at working with good stuff, but he won't turn it into anything better.
Okay.
Although he might be writing the Ghostbusters 3 script. I can't remember now. Anyway,
Who knows?
we're rattling through these.
Mm.
New horror movie on the horizon based on the hit video game Five Nights at Freddy's. Alex, have you played this game?
I've never even heard of it.
Right, you need to download it. It's like £3 on the Play Store, or
It's
what do you call it on
occasionally free.
iTunes? The iStore, App Store.
I'm on Play Store anyway. I've got Android.
Oh wait, I would get it on your iPad though. If you
It's,
could.
yeah, you get it a little bit bigger.
Okay.
So basically, you play a night security watchman at a kids' pizza parlour.
Chuck E. Cheese,
Yeah.
imagine.
So there's
Animatronics,
animatronic
right.
animals,
Hmm.
and the main character is Freddy the Bear. Now you play the night watchman, and basically you start the game. You're in your little office. The phone rings, and it's the previous night watchman explaining what happens on the night, and he tells you that the animatronics come to life.
This night at the museum, basically.
No.
Jesus. They come to life, and if they come into contact with anything they know isn't an animatronic, they think there's something wrong, so they will shove you and kill you by, well, they'll kill you by shoving you into an animatronic suit. So you've just got to make sure that they don't kill you.
So you're basically running away from them.
No, you are
stuck
sat in the office.
in this room.
You are looking at security cameras and they fizzle out when one of them's moving. So you have to try and keep track of where they all are and shut the door before they get to you. But you can only have one door shut at one time. It is truly terrifying.
And you've got a limited amount of battery power.
Yeah, so if you have to make it to 6 a.m. every day. If you get to 4 a.m. and you've been clicking around all the cameras, you'll run out of battery and you have no idea where they are.
I'm downloading this right now.
It is terrifying.
And there's 3 now.
Yeah, there's 3, and I think the second one's they said is things are just like thrown at you all the time. But the third one, Paul, you watched some videos on that.
That was so fun.
And God, these guys, it's really funny. So I'm quite looking forward to that. I'm hoping they put like a funny edge on it.
I hope so. I think comedy horror can actually work really well.
Yeah, like Cabin in the Woods, I'd say is a comedy horror, but it's a really good storyline. It's quite funny, but it's quite scary as well at the same time.
You can go by first, Shaun of the Dead as well.
Yeah, that's
That's
definitely
true,
scary.
I think it was a lot more funny than it was really scary.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely comedy first, but I think I like the horror comedy. What was the,
To be honest, the Evil Dead franchise
yeah,
is
that's
comedy
yeah,
horror.
and they're good
Yeah.
horror films. Because I was just thinking of I can't remember, it's Chuck and Dale, is it, or something?
Oh, Tucker and Dale
Tucker and
versus
Dale,
Evil.
yeah.
That is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's an amazing film. Have you seen that?
Yes.
It has been a while since we have had a decent horror film, I think, because that one that we went and watched,
It
follows.
It follows, and we're actually.
We haven't seen the Babadook.
Have we
though.
mentioned
No,
it
it's
follows?
supposed to be on the. It's supposed to be on the list. But
Okay.
it's not.
Oh,
we
well,
mentioned
we'll save
it.
that
Shall we
one.
mention it last?
Did we?
I
Last
think we
podcast?
might have mentioned
Oh
it.
right. Well, we'll not.
Because I was talking
Sorry.
about the soundtrack.
But this time, when we went to see something the other night, we did have a trailer for Unfriended,
Yeah.
which isn't
Oh,
on
is
the
it?
list.
Yeah.
But
I
I think
think
that
that
looks
looks
great.
Yeah. Looked like Blair Witch for the Facebook era.
Yes.
Or
It could also be
era.
terrible.
The Tumblr era.
What is Tumblr?
We've had this conversation before. I got a message the other day saying, "Congratulations, your Tumblr account is 1 year old." And it's like, hey,
Isn't it a blog? I thought it was like a blog.
it's
thing,
kind of like a blog, yes.
I don't know how to use it though. That's what
I'm just so out of touch with technology. I shouldn't be.
I learned. There's a new social media platform that's growing every day.
Okay.
It's called Periscope. I don't know what it is. I'm scared of it.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, I just heard about it yesterday on subreddit. It's like the question was, what is going to be popular in 5 weeks,
Did it mention
5
Flow?
months, and 5 years time?
Okay.
And this guy, his 5 weeks one was Periscope.
Right.
It's apparently a cross between Instagram and Snapchat,
Okay.
and I don't know.
Both of which I do not
Instachat.
use.
Yeah, I don't know what that.
Snapgram.
I don't know
Snapgram.
I don't know what they are either.
I've only just gone to WhatsApp
Yeah, no, you have. That's ridiculous.
because I've got no friends.
That's true. When our group died once you joined, did you know this?
Not really.
Yeah, 'cause
We had
had-
loads of talking on that, and then you joined, and it was like, oh,
We also used to talk in a different group, and
we
now no
formed
one ever does
subgroups.
Yeah. There's one I'm missing from.
Yeah, there's quite a few that you're not part of.
It's why I'm not
I
on
am,
Snapchat because I just want to get any.
that. Do I have a release date for Unfriended? I'm sure I did.
Maybe.
So
A long time.
I'm
so
going to go with
basically-
summer 2015.
Yeah, it's where a girl commits suicide after being bullied online, and then the whole film is shot from the people that bullied her's webcams and
It's all
Facebook
computers.
statuses.
Oh, I
Yeah.
but anyway, yeah.
It comes out on the 1st of May.
Oh,
There we
There
go.
we
that's
go.
next week.
Yeah, awesome. Right,
Next week.
Next week.
so this next bit of news, I was trying to trick you all with it, and none of you seemed to care when I told you. Daniel Radcliffe to star in Grand Theft Auto movie, and you just all shrugged your shoulders. And I was the concept of Grand Theft Auto movie is really exciting to me, and you were just like,
No, it's pretty cool, but
yeah. And the reason I was going to trick you is because it's not about the game.
it's not.
No. Daniel Radcliffe plays the lead developer at Rockstar Games, who faces legal trouble during the release of the first Grand Theft
So
Auto.
it is about the game, just not based on
Yeah.
the game storyline.
Yeah. I believe Bill Paxton or
Is
Bill
awesome.
Pullman.
Is also awesome.
Which one? I know.
It's so easy to get mixed up.
Is Paxton the one from Terminator and
Pullman
Aliens?
is
And
Pullman
Pullman
is
is one from
Independence
Twister.
Day.
Independence Day.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Paxton's in Twister.
Oh man.
Right, so apparently he's going to play the lawyer that's suing Rockstar,
Okay.
but he's not confirmed. But I think that could be so good. It's a British. It's funded by BBC, and I normally do. They did Woman in Gold. Was their last film, and that was pretty good.
The thing is, Grand Theft Auto, the first Grand Theft Auto wasn't exactly a great game anyway. I think it just got into trouble because you got like bonus
It was
points for
controversial.
running over nuns and
Yeah,
things.
it wasn't.
Hookers.
Grand Theft Auto London was so much better than GTA 1. and GTA 2 was probably one of my favourite of the series, and no one ever talks about that. GTA 1 was a bit weak, but I always forget that it had all of the cities in it. Like there's like one game set in Los Santos now, and it was like that was a region in the first GTA, along with
that was the Eagle Eye one, wasn't it? Bird's Eye, or whatever.
Top down.
Bird's Eye.
Bird's Eye.
Yeah.
Google Maps view.
I can remember when GTA 3 first came out, and everyone just went nuts.
Cool, because it was actually free.
Yeah. It was so crazy. Like it was such a jump from GTA 2. That's what was crazy. I thought they were going to go isometric first, and then.
Okay.
What generation? Well, like Fallout style.
Fallout was I thought
Fallout was isometric.
Yeah, I thought they would go to that before they went to full 3D.
What generation was it? Was it PS2?
What GTA 3?
Yeah.
GTA 3 was PS2. GTA 1, 2, and London was PS1.
Yeah.
GTA 3, San Andreas, and
Vice City
were PS2.
Vice City came before San Andreas.
Yeah. It was 3 Vice City, San Andreas, if I'm correct.
And then
sorry, it wasn't 5 PS2. Oh, that was PS3, wasn't it?
4
I forgot we were on 4 now.
4 was PS3 and 360.
Liberty City Stories as well was somewhere.
And then 5 was 360 PS3, and then it's now on PS4 as well.
And eventually PC.
Eventually. It's only the only thing that they've told the truth is that they told everyone that the PC version of the game would be available before Heists, and Heists were delayed for 1 year and 2 weeks, and the PC was delayed for a year and 1 week.
Nice.
I've lost my notes.
Okay, mine are still here.
Mine is still here.
No, mine are. It's just
I'd forgotten about this news story. One of the most exciting things I've read this week, this fortnight. Brad Bird confirms work on Incredibles 2 script. How long has it been since the best Pixar film was released?
What, Bug's Life?
Bug's Life is not the best. Bug's Life is just it's just a remake of Galaxy Quest.
Okay.
What was the last Pixar film?
The last Pixar film?
Was it Wreck-It Ralph?
No, it was no, because that was a Disney film anyway. The last Pixar film that certainly I went to see was Monsters University. I can't remember. They must have had one last year that I can't remember.
Did they?
Oh yeah, there was.
Big Hero 6 just Disney?
Yeah, that was just a Disney one.
Because there was one, because they tried to keep it flopped really bad, if I remember.
Was it Planes? I think that was just Disney though. Cars 2 flopped, but I don't know when that came out. I think that was before Monsters University.
Could have been. Planes was Fire and
Planes
Rescue.
was a few years ago.
Yeah. Planes Fire and Rescue came out last year though. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
I can't remember if Pixar released a film last year. I can't remember. Pixar's film this year looks great. Inside Out.
Yeah, that does look good.
That
Have you
looks
seen a
like-
trailer for that?
No.
Basically, it's like a normal family, but it's taken from inside their heads.
Right.
And each head has got like an emotion, so there's like happiness, sadness, anger, and they all control the person.
Right.
And it's like inside their head is like a little control centre of all these little people.
Did you ever read that bit in the Beano?
It wasn't the Beano, but I know exactly the bit you're at. The numbskulls.
Yeah, the
That
numbskulls.
was great.
Yeah, it looks like
concept.
that.
Yeah.
But like, so joy is, but like, yeah, in each, it's a daughter, a dad, and a mum, and in each of them, like, there's different emotion that's in charge. So in dad, anger is the boss.
It's like a little, it's like a little red.
He's like a little red square.
Okay.
Yeah, he's really angry and things.
In the mum, worry is the boss, and she's like this big round blue, like soccer mum looking thing.
Okay.
And then in the girl, it's like a mixture of both.
It's not sadness.
Is it sadness? Yeah, it is. It's not worry. In the girl, joy is the main character, and by the looks of things, joy and sadness get trapped in the little girl's long-term memory, and they have to try and find their way back. But then it's showing you clips from like outside and how these emotions are affecting her.
Okay.
It's watch the trailer.
Okay.
I'll
do
explain,
that. Yeah.
We might get one tonight because it's a Disney film.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
are we going to get
Incredibles 2 is. I hope so. Incredibles 2 was Incredibles 1. Sorry, is probably my favourite Pixar film. I think it's great.
It's awesome.
And
Samuel L. Jackson.
I think I've only seen it once.
Where is my super suit?
Hold on to your butt.
It's so good. And the end of the film teases like a new supervillain and the family first like
is that the
working
mole
together.
guy?
The Underminer.
That's it.
Yeah.
Is it the guy that he's been in it all the way through or something? Or am I thinking of something else?
I don't know. I not heard that. It might be. So yeah, I'm super looking forward to it. And Brad Bird working on it. He's the one that directed it in the first place, but he's gone off and done. He did Mission Impossible 4. He's doing Tomorrowland this year, so he's a big movie guy. And this next story is for Alex.
Yeah.
Emma Watson to appear topless in next movie due out this year. It's called Regression.
Well, I'm saying that. Is anyone else?
Yeah, I'll see it.
What's it about?
I have no idea. I stopped reading the story.
Okay.
Emma's next project for the year after, though, Beauty and the Beast, we've had finally Cogsworth and Lumiere cast. Now, everyone on the internet wanted Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, which I think would have been pretty good. But I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy with these two. Ian McKellen as Cogsworth and Ewan McGregor as Lumiere. As long as Ewan McGregor can do a decent French accent, we'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of him doing accents now.
Well, you put on an
so
English
hang on a
one,
minute, right? In the animated film, that's a candlestick and a clock.
Yes.
How the fuck are they going to do that in
They're
a
just
live
going to have
action
it as
film?
people.
Well, they might do CG because, like in Cinderella, there was still a pumpkin that turned into a carriage. They didn't really have a pumpkin.
In the actual Beauty and the Beast,
Did they have talking mice in the live action Cinderella?
Yeah, and they had talking lizards.
Did they sing that stupid song?
They didn't sing any songs.
Okay.
that's why Cinderella was good.
It's live action, but there's still special effects, so they
In
could
Beauty-
still have.
In Beauty and the Beast, though, they're actually people.
Yeah, but
They
well,
just transformed into like a clock and a candlestick.
so they
Well,
could
they
spend
might
most
not.
of the film just voicing it or mocapping it,
Okay.
and then at the end of the film and the beginning of the film, you'd see the real life person.
Right. Okay.
So that's what I think's going to happen.
Or
You're not
it
going to
just
see.
might not be a candlestick and a grandfather clock, and it might just be people.
It's true, but I don't think so.
I don't know. Nobody knows.
So what do you think of the casting, though?
I'm beginning to think I don't care
What about anything?
live action Disney films.
You're not having much input.
Have you seen any of them yet?
No. That's why I'm beginning to think I don't care.
Cinderella was very, very good.
I really don't care.
All right. So, do you want to talk about the Batman Superman trailer? Let's jump forward slightly.
No, let's not. Carry on. Who's Newt Scamander?
I thought it said Scaramounder, and I thought he was going to be a villain in the new Bond film.
Newt Scamander. He's the author of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which is the
Harry Potter
the new Harry Potter
spin-off
trilogy
thing.
spin-off.
Right.
And Eddie Redmayne, he's built a bit of steam up. I've heard he's a fairly good actor. He won an
He's not
award
bad, is he?
recently.
He was in Les Mis.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of things.
He's got a mouth. He's got a really funny shaped mouth.
He's got a big mouth. Is that the
I
guy
think-
from Aerosmith?
Like very froggy.
He's got the idea. Yeah. He's playing a person called Newt. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, that's clearly why.
Pretty good casting, solid. Everyone else wanted Benedict Cumberbatch, but there's only so many nerdy franchises you can get involved in before you meet your quota.
To be honest, between the two of them, surely they're going to corner the British nerd market
I
anyway.
think so. I don't know, Eddie Redmayne did some damage by being in Jupiter Ascending.
You didn't like that, even though it had me.
I really liked it, but it was shit.
Have you gone and bought any Jim Beam yet?
No, not yet. I'm going to wait
You're
until...
going to wait 4 years.
4
for
years
the special
until-
Mila
yeah.
Kunis edition.
Oh god, she's so lovely.
How much would you pay for that barrel?
Probably just as much as any other barrel, really. You know, the fact she's touched something doesn't get me excited, unless it's me.
Oh my god, can we cut that out?
No.
Right, so
Well,
that seems
actually,
like a good segue into Hottie of the Month.
I was actually just going to say, while we're on Harry Potter,
Okay.
a really interesting fact that Marvel Cinema Universe
Yeah.
is set to become the highest universe franchise.
Grossing?
Yes.
Right.
Well, of
In
course
Not
it
just
is.
the highest one.
Only just.
Mm-hmm.
And if you count how many Marvel films there's actually been in that universe, it's only just about to take over Harry Potter.
Yeah, I was going to say Harry Potter's finished, and it's still the
Harry Potter only had 8 films.
Yeah.
The Marvel has had what?
3 Iron Man,
Yeah.
2 Caps, 1
2
Avenger so
Thors.
far,
Yeah.
2 Thors,
Yeah.
Hulk.
a
Hulk.
Hulk,
Guardians.
a Guardians, 10.
10. And
And
then
an
Avengers in there as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, but the thing is, the franchise really didn't kick off. I mean, Hulk and the first Iron Man, and possibly even Iron Man 2, were not
No, you're right.
huge films.
Avengers was, and Captain
It's
America.
probably, I'd say it's
yeah,
only Avengers is the one that's kick-started
Do you not think that's
popularity.
surprising though?
No, I mean, because if you look at the numbers,
I
like
thought
Iron
Iron
Man
Man-
did solid, but
Iron Man was the one that really kickstarted
it didn't
that,
kick
but-
the franchise though. It just gave them the option to continue. But from public perception, I wouldn't say. If you look at the box office for Iron Man 1 and then the box office for Iron Man 3, it's not just the natural progression.
I
There's been
still
some extra
think it's
spark
surprising
there.
though that they've still not overtaken Harry Potter with only 8 films.
I don't think it's that surprising
I don't really.
Do you know?
No.
Just me then.
because
I just don't think the interest in comic book movies wasn't there with Hulk, Iron Man 2. It wasn't until we got closer to Avengers where comic book movies became the big thing they are now, whereas the Harry Potter franchise was massive
started from day
when
one.
it came out.
No, that's true.
because I mean the comic book movie industry we've talked about before. It's gone through a couple of phases, and I reckon Avengers, like X-Men, allowed us to get to Avengers, and then Avengers has pushed us to where we are now.
Yeah,
and
I think Avengers was the first one that was really cross popularity between so many different groups.
I think that's true.
Rather than it being a comic book movie, it was like a summer blockbuster action movie.
Because if you were to watch the original X-Men and Iron Man back to back, you would think that they were made at similar times compared to if you watched Iron Man 1 and Avengers, even though the character crosses over.
Yeah.
I think they've marketed it better, they've written it better, so you're right, it crosses audiences.
And it's quite a new thing to have the whole universe coming into one.
It took, I think, what some of the Rooster Teeth guys always say is that it took them weeks to get the point across to the internet that Red vs. Blue was a weekly ongoing show, rather than you watch a video and then that's it, you never come back. You have to come back next week and watch the next one. I think it took a couple of films for people to realise that everything's interconnected, and they needed to try and maybe see more than just one film every 2 years.
It's more like a TV series on a massive scale.
It is.
Really.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
I don't know. That was a really interesting little discussion, though.
Right, I was going to say
you were going to tie into
Hottie of the Month,
yes.
which even though we did it last month, by the time this gets out, we might as well do April's. Me and Paul went to see Hot Tub Time Machine 2, which we'll get to, and we voted for Gillian Jacobs as the Hottie of the Month.
Who was she in the film?
She was the bride who gets banged by the main character.
Okay. Yeah, she was nice.
I voted for Noomi Rapace.
What, in Child 44?
Yeah, that was my time.
Yeah, no, that's what I did. She played a real nice Stalinist teacher.
she
hot.
was very grey and drab.
Still hot.
At the end, when
She's
she was
not
wearing those
hot.
big boots riding around in the mud.
Yeah, mud wrestle with Tom Hardy.
So yeah. Right, I haven't done the wallpapers for the last winner, so I certainly haven't done the ones for this one. But I will say Hunk of the Month, which was voted for unanimously by Elaine and Tina. Thank you. Keanu Reeves.
Oh,
for John Wick.
we actually said this as well.
we agreed. But you said it should be Tom Hardy from Child 44. KGB.
Especially that haircut.
Yeah.
The haircut was cool.
Didn't you have that haircut once?
Yeah, it's the
That's pretty much
it's the
what
Brad
my
Pitt in
haircut
Fury.
is. Yeah. I think Keanu well deserved that.
Yeah.
He was awesome in John Wick, and he looked amazing.
He was awesome, but was he the hottie?
Yes,
He was
definitely.
hot. Come
that
on.
beard, slick back hair,
Suits.
suit,
All Tina's been talking about is how good men look in suits, but what she really meant is how good did Keanu look in a suit.
Yeah,
I can tell what she meant.
Look stunning.
So there we go. Right, I've said this a couple of times. I really apologise. Big news for me this month: Dark Tower adaptation now being handled by Sony. Again, this is like that other story I had a few weeks ago, where it's not the fact that it's changed hands; it's the fact that it's not dead in the water that is good news. So, Dark Tower rights were sold.
Refresh my memory of what is Dark Tower.
Dark
It's
Tower
a
is Stephen King's
series of books.
saga.
Yeah, come back to me now.
So it was originally, and I'm going to get this wrong, sold to. I want to say it was sold to Brad Pitt's company. No, maybe it was sold to Ben Affleck's company, or maybe it was sold to someone else. But Stephen King stole the rights for the entire franchise for $1.
Stole them.
Sold them for $1 English dollar. Shit. And whoever that was, they could make the project work. So they passed it to Ben Affleck and his company, and he's a very good writer-director, so I was excited. He said he couldn't make it work. They passed it to Ron Howard, who also does unworkable projects. He brought HBO in, so it's going to be part movie, part mini-series.
Okay.
Because it's so long.
It is very long.
It's the only way to get everything covered. Otherwise it'd be about 15 movies, I reckon, to do everything. And then I didn't hear anything else. And then the last news I've heard is he's passed the movie on to Sony.
Okay.
And Sony finally managed to get Ghostbusters 3 on the process, so let's hope they can do something here. As long as they get the casting right, I think there's not too much that can go wrong, because you just got to stick to the source material.
So this is like the Call of Cthulhu type scenario, like at the Mountains of Madness, which Del Toro was going to do, and then that switched to someone else. And
it's passed hands a lot.
I think
of
there
projects.
are certain stories.
Development hell, I think.
Yeah.
I think the problem is that they're worried about the cost of it versus the box
Possible
office.
income.
Because Lord of the Rings, if you get it right, easy. You know that people are going to want to watch that sort of thing. Dark Tower, not so much, because there's not any of the big action scenes. It's more like subtle fantasy, but set in a real world.
A lot
It's
of them
really
flopped heavily.
Yeah, it's
There's,
really weird.
What was it? The City of Bones thing.
Yeah,
that
flopped.
horrific.
Yeah, that's a successful series of books. Although that has now been taken up as a TV series.
Oh, good.
That's alright. Yeah, but I'm just saying the film flopped.
Yeah.
And there was another one recently as well. I can't think of. What was it? The Percy Jackson films.
Ben
well,
Affleck's doing The Stand. That's what he's doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Percy Jackson flopped.
Yeah, they still made a sequel.
Which flopped.
Yeah, the sequel flopped. The first one didn't do too bad, if memory serves.
But when the first one, they said they wouldn't make a sequel because the first one didn't do well enough. Then they made a sequel anyway.
Did they? I can't remember.
But yeah, those sort of fantasy films don't tend to do that well, I don't think.
The only problem with this new Sony adaptation is that they're going to start from pretty much scratch.
Okay.
They're going to. I think they're still talking to HBO because I think it is the only way to make it work. But we've lost some of the casting because Javier Bardem had signed to be Roland, the main character.
Right.
And everyone says, oh, he's too old now. But if you read the books, he's actually supposed to be based on modern day Clint Eastwood, so he is supposed to be old by definition. As long as they cast Aaron Paul as Eddie, I'll be happy. It doesn't matter who plays anyone else.
To be honest, if it's based on books, it's going to end up being a trilogy, and I'm sick to the gills of
It's not going to be a
trilogies.
trilogy. It's going to be
After The Hobbit.
No, I've heard that that fucking Star Wars thing's going to be a trilogy as well.
Yeah.
What, unbelievable.
Well, they're books, weren't they?
Star Wars what's going to be a trilogy?
7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant the other thing that we're talking about later.
No.
Because I've only got one bit of Star Wars news, and that's going to be after we talk about the Batman Superman trailer, which finally came out.
Going back to Ben Affleck.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's all interconnected.
I know, check that. Like, unrecognised segues. Aren't we good?
So, this is not the one that was released at Comic-Con that I've seen. You still haven't seen that one.
No.
And it still blows my mind that people got, like, surprised when Superman showed up in a trailer for Batman vs Superman. So this was... Do you want to run us through it, Paul, being the Batman expert?
It was originally shown at some South American comic convention and got leaked with Spanish subtitles, and Warner's blasted the shit out of it straight away. But once something's on the internet, it's normally out there. And then about a day later, they decided to release it officially anyway.
Right.
So...
And what happens in it, Paul?
Basically, it just looks like the world has realised that maybe relying on Superman isn't a good thing, so there's a massive anti-Superman movement.
Because your cities get absolutely leveled.
Yeah, because fighting one guy destroys one of the biggest cities in the DC universe. Yeah. And then, at the end it just shows Batfleck and in his nicely power-armoured suit about to kick the shit out of Superman.
Good.
You will.
I'm sure I had another... Oh no, that was Keanu Reeves. Embark. That I kept doing.
Yeah, I'm thinking Embark.
He would have been a good Batman.
He probably would.
Yeah.
But to be honest,
watched it.
I'm still hopeful that Mr. Affleck will do a good job.
You're still hopeful. You fucking hated it at first, so don't backtrack from that one.
I
hated it a bit initially, and then I said, no, I shouldn't do this. I should wait and see. So
I think he looks good. He looks buff. He looks tough. That suit looks mean.
I love that armor.
Have you seen the full? I think it was just today or yesterday. They tweeted a photo of the normal bat suit, but like a full picture of it. It looks rough. Like it looks like he's taking a beating.
I saw the picture of him like on set. It's not like a clip of anything.
Yeah,
it's just him as Bruce Wayne in the suit. It's like a suit and a waistcoat or something, and he's looking massive, isn't he?
Yeah,
but he looks pretty suave. He's got grey in his hair as well. And
well, he's meant to be an older Batman.
Yeah, I know. He's coming out of retirement.
Yeah.
If they are following the Dark Knight Returns, that will be awesome. Yeah, it's such a good story.
And someone else was. It was on Reddit. We had a brief discussion about Zack Snyder.
Okay.
Because they put forward a very good point, and it's pretty much what I said about Paul Feig. It's that it's the strength of the production that he can edge. If it's like flawed, he won't make it passable. That's what went wrong with Superman.
Okay.
But he's turned some pretty good films out. If you look in his early films, like The Dawn of the Dead remakes top.
For me, Superman was 2 films. The first half, which was brilliant, and then the second half was just a bit shit.
Yeah, I agree. And I put that completely down the script. I'm not sure how much he worked on the script, but I'm easing back on my hatred of him because I've seen a couple of films of his that were just naff. Yeah, you see, Watchmen was great. I loved Watchmen. I think it's better than the graphic novel. Dare I say that? It has a better ending, but then would that be crediting Zach? Probably not.
I don't know who wrote the screenplay or adaptation or whatever.
But what was naff? So Sucker Punch was naff. Superman was naff. No, 300 was good.
Second 300?
But he didn't do that.
Oh, I did not.
But who I thought was better though, so that's
okay.
maybe I should have just said yes. I can't remember. Has he done another superhero film? Or was it Watchmen then straight into Superman?
I don't know.
Wasn't Sucker Punch after Watchmen?
Yeah. Well, I mean superhero wise.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Sucker Punch was so shit. I feel like I want to watch it again.
Did he not do some like shadow type thing? Some guy in black with a red tie.
The Spirit.
Yeah, was that
him? I don't know.
I'm going to look that up.
You
carry on talking.
Well, I was going to bring up another point, going back to Ben Affleck, since we're talking about directors. Has anyone else noticed a trend between actors and directors, and they're bringing out some very, very good films?
In what way?
Well, Ben Affleck.
Yes.
As an actor, but as a director, doing things like Argo.
Yeah.
And then Angelina Jolie did Unbroken.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joseph Gordon-Levitt did, what's it called, Don John.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of them recently.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Chris Evans because he's pushing out
he doing?
directorial debuts. I can't remember what it is, but I think he'd be quite good. No, I think it's a definite trend, and I think anyone would be stupid to say that Ben Affleck's a better actor than he is director, because I think that's just Ben Affleck is when he's acting, but when he's directing, he's Ben Affleck.
I haven't seen him do enough directorial work, really.
I've seen The Town. I've seen Gone Girl. No, not Gone Girl. Gone Baby Gone. No, is that what it is?
It's a boxing one.
No, it's about a girl that goes missing.
Oh no, I don't know. No, I'm sure I've only seen Argo that he's directed, but I did really enjoy it.
I can't remember what that film's called. That's going to annoy me. I'll quickly look it up. But have you seen The Town?
No, I haven't seen that.
Do you want me to lend it
The
to you?
Spirit was Frank Miller. And
did he direct it?
It looked like Spin City.
Yeah.
Sin City.
He didn't look like Spin City.
The
Michael J. Fox sitcom.
When he's not in Frighteners.
You need... I'll lend you The Town, Alex, because it is a fantastic film.
Oh, is this you trying to flick through Empire?
Yeah, and it's not going to work.
Okay, what are you flicking through for now?
The same thing I was on about. It's actually where I read it.
What, last time?
No, this is different.
Oh, okay. Something different you're not remembering.
You should flick through every week to try and find that story.
Straight to it.
Hey!
Ryan Gosling directing Lost River. Paddy Considine directed Tyrannosaur. Rich Dariadi did The Double. There's loads of them.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think...
who have gone on to direct.
Because I think they know what it takes to make a good film.
Yeah?
That's not necessarily... It's easier said than done.
No, it is. Like, most actors would be shit at directing, but it doesn't surprise me that some make excellent films. And it doesn't surprise me that some are better at directing than acting. Like, I think Clint Eastwood's a much better director than he is an actor.
There's another one, yeah. Gran Torino.
Gran Torino's so good.
But then
Didn't he act in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, but his acting's alright.
Alright.
Neither of you watched Daredevil. Never mind.
Not yet.
But I've been meaning to.
Daredevil, very good. Holy shit, Ben Affleck was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie.
Really?
Yeah. I can't find the film that he directed.
Well, you not look on IMDb and
I accidentally went to Wikipedia, which was a mistake.
Rookie mistake.
Gone Baby Gone, I was right.
Yeah, thought it was. It did ring a bell.
He's directing a film in 2016 called Live by Night.
Yeah.
Starring Joe Coughlin.
Who?
Oh no, sorry. Ben Affleck is directing, scripting, producing and starring in it as Joe Coughlin, alongside Leonardo DiCaprio, Sienna Miller, Elle Fanning, Zoe Saldana, John Bernthal's in for a thing. I don't know what it's about, but
cast.
I'm going back to top. It's based on a book. In 1926, Prohibition has given rise to an endless network of underground distilleries, speakeasies, gangsters and corrupt cops.
Nice.
Joe Coughlin, the youngest son of a prominent Boston police captain, defies his proper upbringing by climbing a ladder of organised crime that takes him from Boston to Cuba, where he encounters a dangerous cast of characters all fighting for their piece of the American dream.
Nice. So Ben
That
Affleck,
sounds great.
Ben Affleck directing and starring in a 1920s Prohibition film starring Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
What's it called? Live by Night. That is going on the list. That sounds great.
Today we learn.
Paul cares about as much as this as he does about Disneyland.
No, that sounded good.
Oh, okay.
This is Paul's enthusiastic voice. It's very similar to his
really
I don't give a shit voice.
It's Every one of my voices sounds like I'm just taking the piss.
It is true.
So.
Oh, unfortunately, Sheets has stopped on my phone.
That's okay, because next is the new Star Wars trailer.
Woohoo! Good trailer.
Yeah.
Is that an excited? Yeah. Or is it?
It was a good trailer.
Give a shit. The first shot when it's sort of panning, you're looking down, and then there's just a huge Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool. Is that like an entire Star Destroyer?
Yeah.
What about the last few seconds of the trailer?
Well, when we first watched it, we thought Han and Chewie said, "Chewie, we're old,"
which I thought that's actually better.
It is better.
That works so
that
well.
Is very good.
It's like
so I was kind of disappointed.
You know, he aged when he came out of Carbonite. So
how long's he been in it this time?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'd love it if they just get to the end. The Ewoks put them all in Carbonite. They all just wake up on the forest moon of Endor.
Chewie,
like a giant harmsicle.
What's that from? That's from a thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The mind of Paul Quinn.
I was going to say it was from my brain.
If you Google Harmsicle Paul Quinn, do you reckon something really bizarre is going to come up?
I don't know, I'm going to do it now.
So, what did you think of the Star Wars trailer? Because I thought it was great.
I really enjoyed it. And what I really liked about it as well is they showed a lot, but yet they showed nothing.
Yeah.
Do you know what
I
didn't
like? The Avengers trailer.
Can I say what I didn't like?
It's still a teaser trailer though.
I didn't like the fact that the Black Stormtrooper always seems to be taking his helmet off and shocked in different locations. Like, his helmet clearly doesn't show where he is, and then when he takes it off, it's like, oh shit, this is where I am.
Even there's one clip where he's not in a Stormtrooper outfit. It's him on the ground panting.
Looking shocked.
Yeah, looking shocked. And so the highest rated comment on YouTube when I watched it was, "Someone get that kid an inhaler." I think he's in 4 clips now across the 2 trailers. Yeah. He's out of breath in each of them.
I can't even remember what I was looking at. Oh, Paul Quinn Harmsicle.
Yeah.
So it does. It is only a teaser trailer, so I reckon they will show us more when the official trailer comes out.
I don't want to see more.
I don't want to see more.
I want a trailer to spike my interest.
Yeah,
I don't want it to ruin the film.
I don't think Avengers has ruined the film though.
It showed a lot of key plot points, I think.
I've seen the Terminator trailer, and that revealed far too much.
I'll try and avoid that one.
Yeah, but then I saw the same trailer in the cinema, and the bit that showed you too much was cut out of it all of a sudden. So I'm wondering if they've.
That's the problem with going to the cinema is they always show you trailers, so there's no avoiding.
Yeah, but in the cinematic edition, it didn't have the spoiler in it, and that's what Terminator trailers do really badly. Because I believe the trailer for Terminator 2 showed Arnie as a good guy, and could you imagine have gone into the cinema watching Terminator 2 for the first time, knowing that Terminator 1 Arnie was the villain, and then him turning around, and it would be a huge twist, and it was in the trailer. So
doesn't bring anything up.
All right, I'm thinking. I don't know any Disney films coming out between now and Christmas for the proper Star Wars trailer, because hopefully we'll get the second teaser tonight. I think it's a bit close though, isn't it? But it's 2 months away. It could be. We could have a new trailer by then, and then the second trailer in October probably tags on James Bond. I could see that happening. Yeah. Right. So the big event, Star Wars Rogue One. This is the first spin-off film, which is due for release next year. They showed this after the new trailer at the Star Wars celebration or whatever they called it last week. This trailer hasn't been released to the public, but it showed a crack group of rebel soldiers moving through a jungle planet, and then that was it. The camera then pans to the sky, and there's huge Death Star taking up the entire sky, and it's supposed to be the Death Star under construction, and these are the soldiers.
Sorry.
These are the
that was
soldiers
very unprofessional.
retrieving the plans. So they then release some information about it. It's set between episode 3 and 4. The tagline is, the description they've got is, it comes down to a group of people who don't have magical powers who band together to bring hope to the galaxy.
Do you know what? I don't care that my phone just went off. I've just had the best bit of news ever.
Oh, yeah?
I'll carry on.
Okay.
Is it movie news?
Yeah, well, technically. My friend Zoe is currently in London, has popped into Rough Trade and has managed to get one of the 500 copies of the Hedwig and the Angry Inch soundtrack on pink vinyl that was released for Record Store Day.
For you?
Yeah, for me.
Oh, congratulations.
I may actually cry.
That's made your day.
Well, I mean, do you have to go shopping tomorrow then?
I'm still going shopping.
So Felicity Jones is starring in this one. She was in Theory of Everything.
She was his wife.
Yeah, yes. So I think she's leader of the crack team. Otherwise, if she's the main character who's not part of the team that's on the ground, it'd be a bit shit. Because by all accounts, it's primarily just around this one mission.
When you explained it to me, didn't you say it was quite a dark?
Yeah, everyone says it looks really dark. It looks really gritty. Gareth Edwards directing it. He did the new Godzilla film. He said that he's tried to make it a new war film in the Star Wars universe rather than a Star Wars film.
My friend I roleplay Star Wars with is called Gareth Edwards.
Oh, is
that's
he?
why I just find that funny.
Is he Welsh?
Yes, he is.
Did he direct Godzilla?
He might have. And ironically, the Star Wars role-playing game that's currently out, Age of Empire, is set between episodes 3 and 4.
Oh, well, look at that.
So,
the only thing I don't like about this news is that Rogue is so synonymous with Rogue Squadron.
it is.
So it makes me think that we'll never have a Rogue Squadron film. Unless they change the name of this. Oh, regarding the names of these spin-off films, they're now being collected together. So there's trilogy movies,
Okay.
and there is anthology movies.
Right.
So we'll have this year we have Star Wars Episode 7,
Right.
and the official title for the one next year is Star Wars Anthology Rogue One. Then we'll have Star Wars Episode 8 the year after that. Then we'll have Star Wars Anthology Something Else.
Okay.
So it's the anthology films.
Right.
Which, fair enough. Whatever.
I think we should watch Clone Wars before. I think if we're going to do the machete order of Star Wars, we should watch Clone Wars as well.
Well, all of Clone Wars?
Yes.
All 4 seasons, or 8 seasons.
They're only like 20 minutes long, surely.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
So when do we watch that then? So Machete Order, for those not in the know, is the best way we've been told of watching Star Wars movies, because it means you start with a good film, episode 4, you finish with a good film, episode 6, you cut out one of the shitty prequels, episode 1.
You cut out all the characters who aren't anything to do with the story outside of episode 1.
But it keeps all of the spoilers between episodes 5 and 6 intact.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you watch the prequels first, you know that Anakin is Luke's father. And if you watch the original trilogy first, you know that Luke is Leia's sister.
Yeah, and if
Brother.
you watch episode 3 first, you know that Anakin is Darth Vader.
Yeah.
So what you do is you watch 4, 5, 2, 3, 6.
It keeps everything together. All plot continuity's there. It's the best way to watch.
There's no Qui-Gon Jinn, who's not mentioned outside of episode 1. There's no midichlorians that aren't mentioned outside of episode 1. There's no Darth Maul that isn't mentioned outside of episode 1.
There's one scene with Jar Jar Binks.
And apparently, the other thing that I read is you cut out all the really annoying Jar Jar bits, because he's only got about 7 words in episode 2 and no words in episode 3.
He does have words in episode 3. Because he's the one that grants the emergency powers to the Emperor. Unless
So
that's in
not
2 as well. No, that probably is in 2. Sorry, Paul, you were correct. So we're going to do that. So I'm guessing, when would Clone Wars fit in then? We'd watch them before we jump.
That would be before. That would be after 5, but before. No, after 3.
2. No, because it's during the Clone Wars. 3 is the end of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, okay, so after 2.
4, 5, 1.
No,
4, 5, 2, Clone Wars, 3, 6.
Yeah, okay.
Because the other thing as well. So what you do, is you get to the end, and it's just you get to the end of Empire, and it's the big reveal that Luke is Vader's son. Then it's essentially a 2-movie flashback to how Anakin became Vader. So it's not even like part of the story; it's just a flashback. It's supposed to work very well. So we're going to do that. That's before this one comes out.
Yeah.
When I text
we've got
you,
months.
Yeah,
we've got
I wanted to watch
8
4
months.
the other night. That's what I wanted to watch.
Okay. Well, we can do it when you come back.
Yeah.
From
You can join us?
I think I might do.
Yeah.
All in one sitting.
All in one sitting, Christ.
Maybe not.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That would be.
We'll try and watch a
that'd be
season of
crazy.
Clone Wars in any one go.
While we're on Star
Sorry.
Wars, do we talk about computer games at all in this podcast?
Are you going to talk about Star Wars Battlefront?
Yeah, I was just going to mention it briefly.
How epic that new trailer looks.
Horrible.
Are you kidding?
What? Just the features.
Like what?
Well, Star Wars Battlefront 2 came
Yeah.
out on like the PS2,
Yeah,
however many years ago.
yeah.
The new one, they've cut out every single feature.
Like what?
There's a massive list of all things that they've cut. Like,
Alright.
like amount of playable characters, there's no bots, anything like that, all different maps and different game modes. It's literally, by the sound of it, a worse game on a much better platform.
You don't know that.
No.
No, just from what I'm saying.
I'm trusting DICE on this one. They might have cut a lot out, but they're making it more in their vision of Battlefield. And as much as Battlefield 4 was like broken when it was released, it was a really solid game. There's no campaign, fair enough, but people don't play campaigns these days anyway if it's got good multiplayer.
Well, that's what I did with
And
Battlefield.
they've cut bots out, but that was the only reason bots were in the first game is because it couldn't handle.
Players.
What?
There's less players.
What do you mean?
There's less amount of players in the new version than there is in the old one that you're allowed.
That can't be true.
Honestly, if you
But
haven't
then again, that doesn't
it.
necessarily make it bad.
I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's just that all the features, it looks like they've gone backwards. When
I
you list
think-
the
But maybe you
features
have to
side
go
by side-
backwards to refine it. It's fine.
Star Wars is one of those franchises where the games, they're not hit or miss. They're either fantastic or they're shite.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Battlefront 2 was an awesome game.
It was incredible.
So much fun.
I think they should do a next-gen version of like X-Wing and TIE Fighter. 'Cause
They should
were
do.
fucking awesome.
That's it. They've got rid of the
We've
space
seen-
battles in the new one.
Yeah. No, there's space battles in the trailer, so...
I haven't watched.
I haven't watched the
so-
trailer. All I've read is what's.
Yeah, there's a massive... The last
Like
scene of
the
the
EA
trailer
release.
is TIE Fighter after TIE Fighter being launched out of a Star Destroyer into combat against each other.
All I've read is the EA release. Anyway, this is a movie podcast.
I think it'll be a DLC anyway for the space combat.
Everything to DLC. You get
Yeah.
one mission.
Because they've said that the first DLC or downloadable, even if it's part of the original price, is there's going to be stuff from the new film in it, but they can't really put on the disc.
So who's Felicity Jones?
She's the girl from Theory of Everything.
I didn't see that.
No, you didn't. She's good. She's English. Hopefully she'll be English in the film.
Okay.
She's nominated for an Oscar, wasn't she?
She was.
Best supporting actress. Didn't win it.
She shouldn't have won it. Which
Shouldn't
is
have won
fine.
it.
Who did win it?
It was.
Patricia Arquette
Yes.
for Boyhood.
Oh, okay.
And Alex is the only one that saw that. That seems like a good move to go to movie reviews.
You put E-views again.
I tell you I didn't. I didn't!
E-views.
E-views.
I know it says it now, but I didn't do it. You must be going on to my Google and deleting the R. You've had access. Right. So, we've seen a couple of films since last time.
We have actually.
Yeah. And all three of us have seen a lot of them.
Yeah.
So, let's work backwards. We saw Woman in Gold this week.
We did.
So
And
this-
Alex saw it before.
Ryan Reynolds plays a lawyer. Helen Mirren
Yes.
plays a...
Resentful German.
She's not
Austrian.
German. She's Austrian. God.
Same place.
And
Well,
she wants her
say that
painting.
to
The Nazis
hit
stole
Austrians.
one of her paintings and she wants it back.
Clint.
A Klimt.
The Woman in Gold.
It was indeed the woman in gold.
So, what do we all think?
I thought it was very good.
Yeah.
I that's possibly the second movie I've seen with Ryan Reynolds in now.
Yeah, and you've liked them both
I
times?
have liked him both times.
Yeah.
I liked the various like lawyer montage. And,
He's just studying.
yeah, a filing montage. when they went to the archive, it's like, oh, this is awesome.
All it needed was the rocky music playing.
Yeah.
Shuffling papers.
I was telling Paul when we were watching it, have you seen the South Park episode where the policeman is, there's like a police work montage and he's like filling in forms and then looking on databases and things and it slowly goes on and then he's just like in the gym working out and then he's like under a car like fixing an engine and then he turns to his friend, he's like, Jerry, wasn't I doing something? He's like, when you're working on that serial killer case, like, oh yeah, and he goes back to the start of the police montage. It's so funny, that's what I can imagine him doing. It was
Helen
good.
Mirren was awesome.
Yeah, she was.
And
Majestic
she
as
is
fuck.
so attractive for her age.
Oh, yes.
Not necessarily in this film, I didn't think.
No, but we looked
Yeah,
at
we looked
pictures
at
of
her
her on the way
after, yeah.
home because her body's amazing.
Yeah.
You've seen Red?
No,
You should watch Red.
You've seen Red 2?
no.
It's, I think it's based on a comic book, isn't it?
It is. It's a DC comic, I think.
It's aged
I know
secret
it
agents.
is.
Alright.
Retired, extremely
Well, she's-
dangerous.
She's one of them.
Okay.
And she plays like a MI6 agent in it or something. Very
Okay.
British. Majestic as fuck.
Right. Going back to Woman in Gold, her character was so funny.
Yeah.
She really was.
I'd like to think that was really authentic.
Based
in the
on the
original
actual
character,
woman.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was really going to get depressed if she, spoilers, didn't win the painting back. Because I thought this film is so depressing.
That's what I was watching. I thought this film has been really good. Please don't ruin the
Yeah, I
ending.
know.
Please don't ruin the ending. I was watching the ending. Please don't ruin it. Please don't ruin it. And they didn't.
Yeah. I was so
But that's
relieved when
because
she
it's
would have
based on
gone.
a true story.
Well, I didn't know the true story.
I know, but it would have ruined the story if the truth had been terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fair enough.
I thought what was really good is that there was flashback scenes which showed you her growing up as a child, escaping the Nazis and the history of the painting. And I thought those bits were really well
I
done.
thought the actress who played the younger version of her actually really looked like Helen Mirren as well.
Yes, I can see
I
that.
can imagine her older looking like
She
Helen
was a
Mirren.
brilliant actress
She
as
was
well.
really,
She
really
was
good.
great in the film,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure she's going to get the credit she deserves because it seems like they
Helen
almost
Mirren
had.
will take the credit.
Yeah.
She had like two. They had two sets of actors completely,
Yeah, the past and the present.
and I'm wondering if they had like a second unit directing it, even like a different
Maybe.
director because it looked completely
Yeah.
different.
It
So,
was effectively two different films.
Yeah, I'd have watched a film just of the
Yeah.
past story, And you could have made a whole film about the legal story without the flashbacks as well. So
But it worked together.
it worked together just
really
as well. Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Who directed it?
Who directed? No idea. It was someone.
Look it up.
I'm on the internet.
You have the technology.
I do, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, but I keep looking things up, and I feel like I'm missing out.
The other period.
Every
film
time I
that
come
we-
back, it's like I don't know what you've been talking
Will you
about.
get talking and I shall...
We'll
Okay.
start talking about Child 44.
The other Second World War.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Sort
no,
of.
it's not. It's Cold War. It starts in the Second World War.
I like Cold War. Not enough Cold War stuff.
It wasn't particularly interesting.
Yeah, nothing.
It was just a lot of staring.
You don't
each
know
other
what
down.
happened. You have been looking forward to Child 44 for ages.
I have.
Now, you take the lead here, Paul. What's it about?
Well, you've read the book.
I have read the book, and the book is stunning, and the sequel is just as good. And
Child 45.
basically,
44.1.
shut up. It's set in the Stalinist Soviet Union, and it's a perfect society. So when there's a murder, they can't admit that there's a murder because murder doesn't exist in paradise.
Yeah.
So Tom Hardy plays an investigator who's basically has to fake his friend's son's murder by saying it was a train accident.
Yeah.
And then it gets to the point where he can't do that anymore, and he decides to investigate. That's pretty much the gist of it.
But there's almost like two villains in the film because there's the guy that's actually killing the kids,
and the
then
guy
there's
who's
this-
just
And then
not
Vasily,
who is representing the state, and they're trying to stop Tom Hardy from investigating
because he
the
will
murderer.
embarrass them
Yeah,
Joel
by
Kinnaman.
proving it. Joel Kinnaman,
He
yeah.
was surprisingly good.
he
in
was
that.
really good at it. See,
I
I told
thought-
you, JK.
I thought he was a bit of a wooden actor, but I thought he was quite good.
He did that very, very well.
Yeah.
It was, for people who haven't read the book, it might not have been as good a film, but it was a pretty, apart from a weak bit at the beginning, it was a very good transcription
Yeah.
of the book to film.
I thought it worked really well. I understood what was going on because some of the reviews online are saying it's incomprehensible. I thought everything made sense.
A lot of the accents were hard to understand. though.
Fine,
Do you know,
but
the
they were
fact that
talking
the
about
reviews
this.
are saying that it's drab.
Yeah.
It's like, it's fucking Russia in the
Yeah.
1950s. It was drab.
I think it looked good. I enjoyed the aesthetic because it was. They haven't really gone that far on screen before that I've seen. It looked like how I imagined it to look,
Yeah.
so I quite liked it. And especially when they got to Vosk, is it?
Yeah.
I thought that looked great in that little town. And Gary Oldman, who I thought was going to be playing the villain since he wasn't on screen for like the first hour, I thought he was really good.
Kind of a minor part.
Yeah.
For someone of his stature.
But that's the sort of part that he made his name in.
That's
you know?
very true, actually. Like Fifth Element, he's not really in that much.
Yeah, it's one of the only films where Fifth Element, where the villain never meets the hero.
Oh, okay.
Because the only time they intersect is on the hotel, and they completely miss each other. Then he goes back and gets blown up by the bomb.
Yeah.
Just in case you're wondering, director for Woman in Gold was Simon Curtis.
Oh man, I was going to say I thought his name was Simon. Actually, I need to start saying things.
Known for a lot of period dramas.
What I did like about the Woman in Gold, actually going back a little bit, is the fact that I got to make the David Cook joke.
Yeah.
Did you make it?
Yeah, because I forgot, I'd left my glasses at work. So when it came up, I was like, oh shit, I forgot my glasses. Can you tell me who the director is, please?
David Cook.
Yeah. It's
I
not
hope someone else out there
that
gets
David
that.
Cook
I refuse to explain this to them. Right, so yeah, it's Child 44,
Child 44.
getting very bad reviews across the board.
To be honest, I'm getting sick of films getting bad reviews that are actually quite good.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Chappie.
You
for
told
example.
me something in the story that wasn't in the film, and I think you're referencing the beginning bit.
It is indeed at the beginning.
So this thing that happens that doesn't happen in the film would have made the ending spectacular, and I don't know why they didn't put it in the film. They put half of it in the film, and it made the first 10 minutes of it were just really peculiar because I didn't understand why they were there.
Because Emily's read the book as well, hasn't she? Did she say that about the beginning? The fact that it's in the book, it's him and his brother, and
in
they
the
have
office,
to.
and it didn't explain it, and it wasn't very clear at the end. I had to sort of.
But it's not done at the beginning at all.
I don't know. We're spoiling things here.
No, we're dangerously close, but I think we're alright.
But what I want to say will spoil it.
Yeah, probably.
So I won't say it. Okay. But yeah, the bit
In the
I
book,
know-
they're not even in an orphanage.
I know.
No, they're starving in a cabin in the middle of nowhere with their mum.
Yeah, but that was left out altogether, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
but
Yeah.
that
And that's the bit that he references at the end,
Yeah,
which we
but-
didn't see.
But it also wasn't clear because of like the way he said it. It wasn't clear what he was referencing. I had to go and ask.
okay.
Make sure is that actually what happened, or is he just?
So it's one bit.
I can't say
they,
that's
they would have
spoiling
been but they would have been able to keep it in the film
Yeah.
without a great deal of effort, and it would have made it.
They could have had 4 minutes in the beginning with them in an orphanage, and it would have made everything fine.
I think what they would have done, the reason they cut that was to try and
build the suspense, maybe.
But it'd have been a sort of a big reveal at the end of who he actually was, and then it'd been a big twist, but it wasn't revealed well enough.
But the thing is, it works in the book. It's a big twist at the end of the book.
Yeah, but if you see him at the start, the guy, and then you know the guy's name later on, while he's chasing him, it's not so. No, but it's not a big when they sort of confront.
When they're in the cabin, though, they don't know. Like they get their names changed in the orphanage, don't they, or something?
He gets his name changed anyway.
The reason I think it was cut was to avoid spoiling it too early.
Fair enough. I think there was a better way to do it than them cutting it then.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
Yeah.
That's my only disappointment with the film. Other than that, I thought it was excellent. I really enjoyed it. And I hope they do a sequel, which they probably won't.
No, probably not. God, it's going to bomb, isn't it?
Yeah. But I thought it was really good.
Next.
Right. No, fucking John Wick.
That was amazing.
I hope everyone who's listening to this... Well, I hope they all go and see Child 44, because it was good. But John Wick was superb. Yeah. What an action film.
It is the definition of an action
film.
Yeah,
it is.
It's just, I love the fact about it. It didn't explain everything.
It didn't explain anything.
It didn't have to. It didn't explain his backstory. There was no stupid romance side plots or anything like that. It was just Keanu Reeves murdering people.
It's like, I'm going to kill this guy, and then like 100 other people standing between him and that, and that's it.
Yeah.
So they just told you the bare minimum to get the point across.
It was stylish. I'd say it wasn't that well written. There wasn't much dialogue.
No.
The action was well directed.
Someone had clearly thought. Someone knows what the Continental is and knows
it's fully
what the
fleshed
gold
out in
coins are and
someone's
everything.
head.
Yeah, that's it. There is so much behind it that they don't tell you.
Do you need to know that?
No, you don't.
That's what I like. It would make an amazing story.
It would, but that's what makes it good is the fact that they don't tell you.
No, they don't feel the need to.
Yeah.
It's this hotel where assassins can go.
It's like neutral ground.
It's neutral ground. They party together.
No business
done on premises, and everyone knows each other, and everyone knows that everyone else is an assassin there.
I love the fact it's just walking around, and everyone's like, "Oh, hi, you're John Wick. Hi, John. How are you doing?
Are you back?" Reminded me a bit of Escape from New York when everyone thought that Pliskin's dead.
I haven't seen.
You haven't seen it?
New York, no.
Kurt Russell, he gets taken out of prison, he gets put into the city, and every time someone meets him, he's like, "Oh man, you're Snake Plissken. I thought you were dead."
Okay.
And everyone asks Keanu Reeves, "Hey, you working again?" Like the whole way through.
I think that's a lot of it. I think that's where it's taken.
But yeah, like the gold coins, they don't really explain.
They show you how it's used, and they show you what you can use them for, and that's all they do.
Yeah.
Because what I like is it is just a story about Keanu Reeves taking revenge, and it's just got all these little bits about the world peppered in around
it. Really intrigued by it, but it doesn't explain it.
They're definitely doing a sequel.
Yeah.
And they're obviously going to go into more detail. I don't want them to explain it fully in the next one. I want a slow burn on this. Because the other idea that someone said was they didn't want John Wick in the sequel. They want the next film to be like
one of the other
Adam
assassins.
Smith. And it's a different assassin who works the Continental.
Yeah.
Or who stayed there, and it's called just the Continental series. And it's like over the course of looking at 5 or 6 different assassins, you get the full story of the Continental.
Yeah, that would be good.
I think that would be great, but they're not. They're just going to do John Wick 2, aren't they?
Yeah, I get it.
Let's milk this cash cow into the ground.
Which is a shame.
Yeah. But it was a great film.
It was.
Everyone's loved it. It's close. It's in my top 10 or something.
It was
so much fun as well. It's not.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was almost like dancing.
Yeah.
The gunplay, absolutely stunning.
I could remember when Daniel Craig first took over as James Bond. There was a big effort to make him. When they rebooted it, he's just a new agent, so he gets stuff wrong times, and he goes into any fight, and he's like he gets beaten a lot, and then he gives out a beating, and he gets beaten a lot, and he gives out a beating, and he says it makes it more exciting when your hero isn't like perfect, and everything doesn't come easy to him. And I thought I agreed until I saw John Wick breeze through like a room of 25 men with one gun. And it's just like, oh, that was amazing.
It's the bit where he has to reload the gun.
Him up against the wall. Goes to shoot him. It takes the time to reload to just cap him.
God, he's one for the headshots, isn't he?
Double tapping. Yeah. There was one bit where he shoots someone in the eye that actually grossed me out of it.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
To be honest, I thought my only criticism was it could have been a little bit more brutal.
It probably could have.
There was a lot of shooting, and it was quite violent, but
it was R-rated in America, wasn't it?
Was it? So it was only 15 here.
Right.
There wasn't a lot of blood.
Maybe there's a director's cut going to come out.
I hope so.
There wasn't an awful lot of blood, and there wasn't a lot of gore.
No,
I don't think it needed. I didn't notice it wasn't there. To be perfectly honest,
there were a few bits where you saw,
but I felt it could have done with a bit more. Make it just in places. Do you know what I mean? Make it a bit more rather than just double tapping every single person. Maybe mix up some.
Okay.
What I liked, we talked about them not
Wick.
explaining stuff particularly. I'm not going to say well because they did it enough. They did it well enough.
Oh, go away.
Who's that?
Blood group people.
Oh,
Please donate some more blood.
no, let's not do that now. It's when you're introduced to the character, you see how loving he is, see how he's caring he is towards his dog, and then when it all starts to turn south, there's just one conversation that the Russian mob boss has with the car shop owner, and you realise what sort of guy John Wick is, and that's all you needed to work out how good he is. And then when he talks to Alfie Allen, his son, he's like, "You heard of the boogeyman?"
I love that bit.
John Wick's the man you called to kill the boogeyman.
It's where he gives him the vodka.
No, it's not. It's where he rings him.
Oh, and there's just silence.
Yeah.
It's like, what did he say?
No.
Enough.
No, it's not even that bit.
Oh, okay.
It's like he rings him and goes, "Oh, I heard you struck my son." He's
Yeah.
like, yes.
That's
Why?
the bit I want about.
You stole John Wick's car.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
That's the Russian guy.
Yeah,
in the
that's
car
great.
dealer. So that was a good film. It's been a good month, really. What else is there? Fast and Furious 7. I don't have much to say about it. It was a nice send-off for what's his face, Paul Walker.
I wasn't that.
It was alright.
It was awesome. It was so much fun.
It wasn't that good. John Wick was much better.
It was, but it was just so ridiculous.
It
and over
had
the
some
top.
very over
And
the
it-
top bits.
It
Yeah.
was just hilarious.
I liked the set pieces, but there was too much in between. And I can only think of two set pieces I actually enjoyed, and that was attacking the convoy.
Yeah.
Was good,
Yeah.
and the building when they were in
Driving
Mid
the
East
car
and they were
into
driving
it.
the car through the building.
Yeah.
But the bit at the end where Rock gets in the ambulance, takes out the
It was
Right.
alright.
He takes. What is it? He takes out he takes out a drone or something.
He takes out a drone with an ambulance.
the best bit.
and
I
then he
read-
grabs
uses
the
the gun
Gatling
from
gun.
Yeah.
I read something about it actually. That the only reason he's there is because he sees it on the news. He's got no idea that there's a predator drone.
No.
He's got no idea what's going on, so all he does is jump in the ambulance to get there.
Yeah.
So for some random reason, he drives his ambulance
Yeah.
off a bridge and somehow manages to take out the predator
Yeah.
drone.
Yeah, this is how much I wasn't into the film when I was watching it. I noticed that, and I was like, why the fuck did he do that? Because he had no idea that was there.
And why did he have all his police gear stored under his hospital
Yeah,
bed?
I have no idea why that
Who
was.
cares?
No, I wasn't the biggest fan. I think Fast and Furious 4 was the last one I've seen. I still think I enjoyed that more than 7, which I know that some Fast and Furious fans are going to hate me saying that. But
I'm
it was
Fast
all
and Furious fan. I just thought it was a great
It was fine.
bit of fun. Yeah.
There was just too much in between, and I kind of didn't understand the plot. It was like, you need this guy.
If anyone walks into the film expecting a good story or Oscar,
It just didn't make sense, though. It was like, you need to find this guy. So what we're going to do is we will give you steal this for us, and then you can use that to track him. Let's forget that this guy is turning up wherever you go anyway. This is like, let's not just make a trap for him.
There was a bit I really liked about it. You know, the CIA agent.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah, and
Surprise Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
We've had some great little surprise
Yeah, we have.
cameos in films. Actually.
Surprise Katie Holmes was a nice treat.
Surprise Ian McShane.
Ian McShane was
Yeah.
great in John Wick. Surprise Anna Kendrick in the voices. That was last time.
and a surprise.
It was. We didn't know she was in it.
I didn't know she
I
was
just
in
knew it was
it.
Ryan Reynolds and
Trailer.
Gemma Arterton. I didn't see a trailer.
I didn't see a trailer for the voices.
It wasn't a surprise.
Well, it was because we were
It
surprised.
wasn't a cameo.
I didn't say it was a cameo. And in this one, we had surprise Kurt Russell, which was awesome. Apparently, Kurt Russell making a bit of a comeback. He's got lots of films penned in for the next 2 years.
Oh, okay.
And I love Bit Kurt.
It was the bit when he goes to hand over the chip or something, and you expect him, he's going to totally betray him here. He doesn't.
No, he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
It's just like, yeah, we had a deal.
Right.
We
They've
followed
said
the
that
deal.
Fast and
It's like,
Furious 8 is going to feature him more prominently.
Nice call.
Okay. They're making an 8.
Yeah.
They're never going to
Oh
stop.
God! I thought you know
It's
that
one of
guy
the highest
died.
grossing films.
It's one of the highest grossing films of all
Has
time.
it grossed? Has the franchise grossed more than Harry Potter?
It's grossed
Quite
more than
possibly.
Marvel in 8 films.
Seven
Seven
films.
films. Sorry.
Yeah.
The only other thing we've got left is Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
Which was funny.
It was funny.
I haven't seen it.
It was probably funnier
That's
than
my
the
line.
you should watch it. Have you seen the first one?
No.
Oh, okay. I think it was funnier than the first one. I laughed out loud more, but I think the first one's a better film.
I think it didn't have John Cusack in.
Yeah, John Cusack really held the first film together. the storyline made more sense, and I just liked the 80s aesthetic in the first one.
The soundtrack in the first one.
The soundtrack was great, which was completely missing in this one because they don't have future music.
No.
And the other thing I didn't like is I didn't think the storyline was particularly gripping.
No.
It was like they just, every now and again, they just ignored the storyline so they could knob around and do funny things for 20 minutes, then think, oh yeah, we have to do this. And then they went back to the storyline. So it didn't hold together at all, but it was very funny. But I don't think that's doing very well either.
Well, to be honest, how many people were in that screen with us?
You counted 9,
I think there were 9, yeah.
How many people are going to go?
And one of them was that guy.
Time Machine 2, that sounds shit. I'm not going to go.
Yeah, well, that's what everyone thought about the first one. The first one's great.
Okay. It's supposed to be ridiculous, isn't it? I think.
But the second one is like, it just is entirely ridiculous.
The thing is, ridiculous.
They are clearly, they know that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because there's the bit where they're like, it's almost like we have some type of hot tub time machine too.
Yeah.
And then just stare at the screen. And it's
that's
like...
in the trailer, that was hilarious.
Yeah. No, I like it when there's like in-jokes like that in films.
Oh, what's that?
But what I don't like is when someone goes and watches the second one who hasn't seen the first one and his not girlfriend has to explain every joke to him.
Two people sit behind us, and the girl had obviously seen the first one and the guy hadn't, and she was explaining everything, not just that was happened in the first one, but things that were happening in the second one.
She was like, remember this happened 20 minutes ago, and he's like, oh yeah. I was like, come on!
It's not a complex plot.
And then at the end, like 10 minutes before, all I heard, I didn't hear the start of what they were saying. I kind of, when I faded into listening, this girl just went, and if he asks, just say you're gay, because he won't be happy if he finds out we've been to the cinema together. I was like, oh my god, drama.
That's fun.
So...
there we go.
We've got a few films on for next time. I'm not going to go and list them because I have listened to that back. It gets boring. So we have to leave for Avengers now. It's 7 o'clock. David is here. I don't know whereabouts.
I just quickly want to say I want to apologise for the last podcast where I said that we were longer than we should have been, but by the time all the problems had been cut out, because we had loads of sound problems, we were actually shorter.
Yeah, I apologise for the sound problems because they were there, and I couldn't get rid of all of them because they would have meant the podcast would be about half an hour long.
Which means that we lost... a bit about Alex's sponsorship.
Alex's sponsorship for the pub quiz we mentioned last week was for who?
Anthony Nolan Trust.
Say it again.
Anthony Nolan Trust.
And one more time.
Anthony Nolan Trust.
Just in case
two of them get sound issues. I hope there's no sound issues. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to sign off. Thanks for listening. Facebook, YouTube, all that jazz. ScreenHog UK. There will now be...
David's apparently here.
I know he is. I've told him he's here. I've said he's here.
Where is he then?
I don't know. Okay. That's literally what I said.
All right.
David's here, I don't know where he's here. I'm going to cut most of this out.
Okay.
Leave it in.
What will now follow is our short review, recorded live.
In the car.
Following Avengers 2. We hope you enjoy it. We hope we enjoy it. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Come on, if you go and let David in.
Director Fury, the Council has made a decision.
I recognize the Council has made a decision. But given that it's a stupid-ass decision, I've elected to ignore it.
It's a good E word. Yeah. Not F word. Sorry.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the supplemental report.
Brought to you from outdoors.
Yeah, we're in nature.
We've got into the woods.
We should video podcast this one, to be honest, because we are in the woods. This is the only time we could get us all together.
There's going to be all sorts of bird noises and everything.
Yeah, we haven't added these. So we're here to talk about Avengers. It's not going to take too long. Let's try and make it last less than 10 minutes.
Okay, that's fair enough.
So what did everyone think?
Go on, Alex, you go first.
Avengers Age of Ultron.
It was good.
Yeah?
Just good. Not great, not bad, not above average.
Right, I think, my opinion, it's probably one of my favourite Marvel films, but quality-wise, after having seen it a second time, it's the only Marvel film where I see there is actual production flaws rather than just me not liking the story and things.
Okay. What were these production flaws that
Editing
your keen eye picked up the second time round?
Editing was poor.
Okay.
I mentioned a bit where Thor is seemingly not in a room and then immediately in a room about a minute later.
Yes.
And then, as I was watching it again, the whole final fight, when you watch the original Avengers, you've got an idea of where everyone is and how...
It flows really well, the fight in Avengers.
This one, it just feels like it was a chop job. And given the recent announcement that on the Blu-ray edition, there will be the director's cut,
which apparently runs nearer 3 hours. I imagine that the film was an excellent 3-hour movie, and Disney said it's too long for a blockbuster. Okay. So I think that's why it suffered.
We were talking about why this got brought out early and why Ant-Man got put forward. Yeah. And this just came to me the other day. I think maybe they were trying to say, we don't need to release a film in the summer for it to be a blockbuster.
Yeah, probably right.
And it was like, we can release this whenever we want, and people will go and see it in there.
It's nice. It's a nice idea. And it has made a shitload of money. I imagine it's still top of the box office.
By a mile.
Yeah. What was your opinion, Paul?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was as flowing as Avengers was.
I think the ante was up nicely. I thought it was exciting. I liked how there was no bullshit about them coming together at the start, so it was pretty much 2.5 hours of constant Avengers.
I like the fact that it carried on with the infiltrating former S.H.I.E.L.D. things as well.
They didn't have to do that at all.
No.
They could have gone any direction, and they kept it within the world they've sort of set up in Cap 2, which still stands as the best Marvel film in terms of quality, at least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But I think this is one of the most fun ones. I thoroughly enjoyed it the second time.
See, my main problem with it was Ultron.
Yeah.
I liked Ultron.
I thought it was just a poor villain, again.
I didn't think it was poor.
It was too inconsistent.
But
one minute he's a murderous robot hell-bent on destroying the world, next he's laughing and joking and taking the piss,
I think that his character arc is one of the things that must have suffered in the runtime, cutting down, because there's bits in the trailer which for the first time ever, I didn't notice the difference between the trailer and the final product. But the opening line of the trailer is, I'm going to take their hope away first. And at no point does he ever seem to be targeting the world at large. So I think there's a whole subplot cut out of him that would have explained a lot of his character.
Okay. I think they did do quite well with the trailer to not show a lot of it.
I think that was a good trailer.
Yeah, true, a lot of the lines, if you notice, have been changed, particularly Ultron's lines.
Yeah.
Sadly, I think they were changed for the worse.
Possibly, yeah. But I think it's just a cut job.
A lot of the things we saw in the trailer, like Cap's broken shield, just happened within the first sort of 10 minutes in a dream. So.
And the Hulkbuster, that was like
Veronica.
A fan. Yeah. That was just pure fan service.
But it was awesome.
It didn't need to be there, but it was incredible, so I'm glad it was. I thought it had really good action, even if the special effects at times didn't hold up as well as some of the other films.
Because I watched it in 2D the second time.
Yeah,
and it
me
was
too.
much, much easier to follow.
Yeah, the fight was really hard in IMAX. 3D.
There's too much going on. Particularly that bit at the end.
Yeah.
When they're all sort of in the church.
Maybe that's why I didn't think it flowed as well as Avengers, because I was struggling to keep up.
No, it doesn't flow as well as Avengers, because there's just times when characters aren't on screen for like 15 minutes during the last hour. Like Vision rocks up to fight Ultron
and disappears,
and then he disappears for 20 minutes, and then he comes back to save Scarlet Witch,
even though he's the most powerful character there.
And it's just like there's times like Thor, he cuts, I've already mentioned one of them, but when they first get to the fight, he's told to go and look around this other place, and then you don't see him for ages as well. And what's he actually doing? He can't, it just doesn't flow. It doesn't flow.
It's the problem with having about 7 main characters. Yeah. You can't give them all the screen time they need, and some of them have got.
But it worked well in Avengers.
Yeah. Joss Whedon did manage to do it. Disney were, I think, well, this is speculation, but I'm really assuming that they told them to cut it down.
We'll have to watch the extended.
Yeah, I think that'll be the taste of it. It's like, I know you've played the end of Mass Effect. Yes. And it was just like, the ending was fine, but it was just completely stripped down from what we wanted. And then they released the free patch where it just added in like an extra hour of sort of
content.
Yeah, content, and
they made it all fit together.
Yeah, and it was, even though they didn't change anything what happened, just having that extra sort of thickness made the game great. And I'm thinking that's what's going to happen here.
Okay.
But still, very funny. It's probably the funniest. It's probably funnier than Guardians of the Galaxy, really.
The humour was good.
It felt like a comic book film.
Yeah, it really did. There's even some shots that I always talk about Thor when there's like diagonal cameras to give it like make it look like comic book panels, and it just made it look cool.
See, that was the thing. Like Winter Soldier didn't feel like a comic book film.
Well, it was designed to be a thriller, wasn't it?
Well, yeah.
Almost.
But it felt like it was going back to comic books, and it was a lot more over the top. But it was worth it.
There's
a lot more over the top. Yeah.
I'm not gonna. The ending, I as soon as it started to play out and you realised how over the top it was, I almost checked out. It was that over the top. But then Hawkeye just rolls up and he just grounds everything in sort of stupid reality again. I'm like, that was amazing. So then it's like he acknowledged how over the top it was, and just because of that got me invested in it again.
Have you watched his video yet on, is it Jimmy Fallon? Where
No,
he sung a song as Hawkeye
Oh,
about
yeah.
his
Jeremy
superpowers? Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
I really want to, though. I like Jeremy Renner. It's a shame that, by the looks of things, a lot of them aren't going to be... Like, they're all in the next film, because they've all signed on for it, but...
I don't think they will be major parts.
No.
I think a few of them, the Civil War is going to be the last film.
Yeah. I think they're going to off some people.
I mean, especially Chris Evans, whose contract runs out.
Yeah.
It's probably Robert Downey Jr., whose contract also runs out.
But Robert Downey Jr.'s already run out, and he's already extended it.
Yeah, to
Civil War. But I think they're all going to come... We'll see all of the current Avengers that survive this ordeal. They'll all be in Infinity War somewhere.
Oh, yeah. The whole reason they're building this giant universe is for Infinity War.
It makes no sense to...
Hello, dog. Problems with recording outside.
Yeah.
There's a random dog.
There's no one around.
Whose dog is it?
Yeah. I don't see the logic of setting up... everything's geared towards Infinity War.
Yeah.
Even Iron Man 1 maybe not, but his character... Captain America is directly tied to an Infinity Stone, we now know. Thor is as well, Guardians. It just makes no sense to me that you would get rid of your biggest stars before the climax of their sort of saga.
It's out of their control. If they don't want to sign on for a film, what can they do?
Oh no, I think they would, though.
So why set up a new Avengers team? Which
they
clearly did at the end of the movie.
I think they just want to add to it.
No, the new Avengers team, I reckon, is what is set up at the end. I don't think they've added to the current.
What did they do with Scarlet Witch at the end?
They made her look not like a Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
They got her double in, apparently.
That was right. It's like, who is that?
It was the Olsen twins came in to... Speaking of Scarlet Witch, though, I enjoyed her character, and we jumped the gun with our Hottie of the Month, so she's going to replace the random girl from Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
Good.
Yeah, Alex is happy with that. It was going to be Scarlet Jo, but we said she's too obvious.
I preferred her role in this film. She needs her own film.
Yeah, Scarlet, she was excellent in this. Her and Mark Ruffalo's storyline I really enjoyed.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, that was painful at times.
I just think, again, it was if times it became over the top and cheesy, it's because it wasn't fleshed out properly, because I'm assuming some of their scenes were cut as well.
Okay. As long as it wasn't that one you showed us in the car on the way home.
That's not good in the link.
No.
No one needed to see that. Right, put that out there.
Right, so let's start to wrap up, because I'm bored.
Okay.
And I actually really want to watch it again, to be honest.
About 7 minutes.
Yeah.
We only wanted to briefly talk about it. So.
It's probably going to go into my top 5 of the year still. I really enjoyed it.
It'll take some beating to get into the top 5, and it might make it. We shall see.
What, for the whole year?
For the whole year, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, even at the moment.
On enjoyment factor alone, I think this would go top.
It's got enjoyment and rewatchability, but all the Marvel films have, really.
Yeah, but I think I enjoyed this one more than anything else. Rewatchability, I think it has a greater rewatchability than Guardians, because to be honest, I watched, to be fair, Guardians for the 7th time, and it was a bit dull.
Okay. Guardians is still a solid 10.
So we'll see what happens, but yeah. We'll have to be recording an actual new podcast soon, I guess. Yes. I'll edit this one.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, you still haven't put together you will have by the time this goes out, so I don't know why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
But no, this weekend, Bank Holiday weekend, we're going to go and see
everything.
SpongeBob.
Finally seen SpongeBob.
Unfriended.
And Unfriended, which we're still on the lookout for a good horror film.
Yes, because It Follows wasn't.
And we all missed the Babadook.
Which I have got at home.
Yeah, we've got something planned for that, Alex, if you want to join us. Yeah.
We're going to watch it with headphones on, record ourselves.
And then put together a video.
Yes. Also, I'm going to see 2 for 2 on Saturday.
2 by 2?
2 by 2, yeah.
Is that with a child of some description?
It's like little aliens and they miss getting...
No, I mean, you're going to see it with a child.
Oh, yes.
Not the plot of the film.
I thought it was about Noah's Ark.
It is. They look like weird animals.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, I haven't really seen much of it. And I'll probably never speak of it again.
Okay.
But I just thought I would put that in.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us in the woods.
Yeah, we'll not do this again. Actually, it's all right.
It's all right.
We'll do it again.
Yeah. Going into the woods should have been a clue. I'm worried about that dog.
It ran over there somewhere.
He's all right.
We haven't been attacked by squirrels or anything, so that's something.
No, yeah.
The bird song's quite nice. And the sun's coming out now.
I thought I got shit on at one point, but I think it was a leaf.
Okay.
So
that's fair enough.
Right, thanks for listening, everyone. See you soon.
Bye.